What is up, YouTube? This is Zach with Dreamedia Home Theater. If you guys aren't one of my subscribers already, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below and give me a big thumbs up on this video. I got something pretty cool here for you. We're going to be discussing brightness with the JVC projectors. What is brightness and how do you gauge it? You know, you got nits, you got lumens, you got... What does it all mean, really? So I'm going to bring our direct rep with JVC, Chris, on the line today for the YouTube channel, and he's going to explain in depth and help educate you guys so that you can make an educated buying decision when purchasing your JVC projector. With that being said, if you would like to buy a JVC projector or anything else for your home theater, make sure to reach out and show your support. We do have nationwide free shipping and a low price guarantee. We really appreciate all your support. All right, guys, let's get into it. All right, guys, I got my national product training manager, Chris, here on the line, and he is going to talk to us today about brightness. How you doing today, Chris?
Hey, Zach, I'm doing good.
Thanks for joining us. So brightness is one of those things where we get questioned every single day. How bright does the projector need to be in relation to screen size? What projector is right for me in my environment? Can you just kind of touch on that a little bit for us?
Sure. So brightness, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. There's the lumen brightness of the projector, which is what, it's the number everyone kind of focuses on. But then there's the foot Lamberts, which is so let's take what the projector's doing, let's bounce it off the screen, let's take into account the screen size and the screen gain, and that, what hits your eyes, that becomes the foot Lamberts. And there's a couple of fairly well agreed upon numbers if you talk to people in the industry. And it pretty much splits depending on if it's high dynamic range content or standard dynamic range content. So high dynamic range is mostly 4K. And that number that you're looking for is around 30 foot Lamberts. And I'll explain how you calculate it in just a moment. Now, standard dynamic range, that can be 1080p. That could also be 4K. And usually you're looking for 14 to 16 foot Lamberts. And these numbers are, keep in mind, these are based on a fairly dark, light controlled room. Okay. If we're talking, living room, lights on, windows up, then the numbers go higher and you would need more brightness. So, I don't think you can see this very well, but I'm going to show you on my iPhone here. I have an app called Video Calc, and you can't see that very well, can you?
Can't see a whole lot. Just looks like a white screen with a little black square.
Well, it's about $4, so it's not going to break the bank, and I use it almost every day. And what you can do is you can punch in your screen size, and then you can put in the lumen value on the projector, what the projector's rated for, and then you can put in the screen gain and it'll tell you the number. And so if you take, for example, a 120-inch screen, and I'm going to do this kind of as we're talking, I have a 120-inch screen, and I have, let's say, a JVC D-ILA RS1000, which is 1800 lumens. Now, I'm going to chop off 10% just to count for calibration, count for a little bit of lamp aging, and so I'm going to punch in 1600 lumens. And now a very popular screen might be a 1.3 gain. Like a SI Pure White or a Studio Tech 130 from Stewart. Okay, so and my calculator tells me I have 48.68 foot Lamberts of brightness. Not only do I have enough, I pretty much have too much. So this tells me a couple of things. When I'm watching standard dynamic range, I'm almost certainly going to put it into low lamp mode. I have so much brightness, okay? And I may have to go into my menu, and if you have a light meter, You can set it to read out in foot lamberts or lux, and then you can convert that. And I can measure off my screen, and I'm going to click my lens aperture, and I'm going to close it down until I get somewhere in that 14 to 16 foot lambert range. That's going to do a bunch of things. It's going to improve my black level because it's not going to be too bright. It's going to put it into a comfortable range. I'm going to get the full brightness that the Hollywood director intended for me to have, but I'm not going to have the fatigue from something that's too bright. Now, if it's HDR, again, I'm looking for 30 foot lamberts. And I'm going to do a very similar thing. I'm probably going to be on high lamp. I may still close down my aperture a couple of clicks. Again, I'm going to look at my light meter if I have it. And again, by closing that aperture down a couple of clicks, I'm going to get better black level, and I'm going to keep the range of brightness within something that's comfortable to watch. Make sense?
Absolutely. I appreciate you explaining that. That's a big question that a lot of people do not understand.
Yeah. Now two other points. HDR, if I was watching it all the time at 30 foot lamberts, that would become fatiguing and uncomfortable. But the average light level of the average objects in the video should not be very much different between HDR and SDR. The difference comes from something. Have you heard the phrase specular highlights? I know we're getting kind of geeky here.
I've heard about it from your trainings.
Well, what we're talking about,
you want to educate everybody?
It's the shine on that star in Interstellar or Star Wars, in that night sky. It's the reflection off the chrome bumper. It's the highlights. It's not. The cool thing about HDR is it mimics what you see with your own eyes in real life, and you see this wider dynamic range, this wider range from dark to bright. And so that's what we're getting there. The other interesting point is, and this is more of a, I don't know, this isn't a real hard and fast rule, but as you go with a larger and larger screen, when you get up into the 150, 160 or bigger range, what you find is that sheer mass of that screen is throwing out so much brightness into the room that you no longer even really need 30. You could be down at 26, 25, somewhere in there, and you're still going to be fine. And it's just kind of how your eyes and your brain and everything kind of works together.
Awesome. Well, just generally speaking, for the average person, it's safe to say that with all JVC bulb projectors, they're going to be in above a 1.0 gain screen, regardless of material type. Correct?
Yeah, you don't really need. Generally, the lower gain screens, the negative gain screens,
or for like laser projectors.
Well, they're for projectors that don't have the really good black level like JVC does have. So since JVC has a D-ILA imaging chip right up there, that's kind of our claim to fame, the high contrast, the excellent black level. So we don't need the screen to kind of help us out on black level.
Yeah.
And some of that's gain and some of that's the screen material.
Grid conditions and things like that. So what?
Generally, a 1.0 screen isn't adding or taking away.
Yeah.
If you see a 0.8 screen, you're losing maybe 20% of the projector's brightness, which again, you really don't.
We need the brightness of JVC
yeah.
projectors, all the bulb projectors.
Right. Now, if you have a really large screen, if you get up to 140, 150, then having a 1.3 gain, which is going to kind of bump up that brightness about 30%, that's not necessarily a bad idea.
So what would you say is the max screen size that you would recommend on the different models? Let's just talk about the RS1000, 2000, and 3000.
There's only, I mean, the range of lumens is from 1800 to 1900 to 2200. And so generally, you're going to be, with any of those projectors, you're going to be okay easily up to 150, maybe 160 inch screen. I think at Cedia, we had the RS1000 on it was either 160 or 165 inch 1.3, and actually I thought it had plenty of brightness. But if it's much higher than that, that's where you want to look at something like our 3000 lumen laser projector, the D-ILA RS4500.
Perfect.
And the other thing to think about when it comes to screen size, if you don't have enough brightness, I get people all the time that are going, well, I want a 180-inch screen. And I do the math. And I go, well, you don't really have quite the right amount of brightness. I say, think about it. If instead of a 180, you go down to a 165, and now you take your seating and you move it in about a foot. Instead of being maybe 14 feet back, you're only 13 feet back. Well, your field of view is identical. So, and since your field of view is identical, I would suggest that the experience is pretty much identical. So, yes, there are people that absolutely need a 180-inch screen. And if you do, then that's awesome. But think about it, if there's only 4 or 5, even 6 seats in the theater, think about, okay, I'm going to go just a little bit smaller. I'm going to move the seat in just a tiny bit. Are you saying
that everybody doesn't need a 180-inch screen?
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think we got it.
I wouldn't mind a 180-inch screen. I've got a 120-inch though screen, and I'm perfectly happy with it.
Yeah, 120, 133 seems to be our best seller. Well, I think you answered all of our questions. I really appreciate your expertise and your knowledge.
I love the YouTube videos you do, Zach. So awesome. Let's do some more.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Take it easy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, that does conclude our video talking about brightness with our awesome JVC rep, Chris. He is a plethora of information. I mean, that guy knows it all, and he's just so helpful with our business. Which leads me into purchasing. If you guys would like to buy, it really means the world to us. We cannot be more thankful. I mean, we have the biggest following on YouTube, and we really can't do it without you guys. If you would like to purchase, make sure to give us a call. We do have nationwide free shipping and a low price guarantee, and we are a fully authorized JVC dealer. If you like this video, make sure to give me a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button down below for more. Also drop some comments down below. Let me know what you think. And if you have any video ideas, we'd be happy to hear them. We are here to help. Till next time, this is Zach with Dreamedia Home Theater. Thank you for watching.